Hello and welcome back. You'll notice that we now have the cutter back on the tabletop, and that is because we laminated our original and now we're ready to put it back in the cutter to cut our stickers out. And this is now protected and water resistant and all that wonderful stuff. To load the material, you want to look at the orientation that's on the screen, and you want to pay attention to that and making sure that you align your media the same way. It's relatively simple in that the system is very easy to use. So when you line this up, you want to make sure that your rollers have enough space on the side, typically about an inch or so to run. If you'll notice, I use my finger, the first line, and there's about an inch. You know, I'll go an inch across there and an inch across there. And I use my fingers often as 1-inch measurements because sometimes a ruler is just not close enough. So that might be a little trick you want to use when you start working with our machines, if it works for you. So once we get these set up, I don't recommend you load the machine from the back. It is a little challenging, as you can see what I'm doing here. But I think that I can pull it off. So bear with me, and we're going to go ahead, and once we get the media in there aligned and we believe that it's straight, you'll want to lower your media clamp. And on the front panel, it's going to ask you, what type of media did you just load? And we loaded a sheet, so we'll push the number 3. What this is going to do is check your media. It's going to go across and measure the width of it. It's going to take the media in and measure the length, and then take it back out and get you ready to print. This will also take and send that data directly to your software program, which is another nice feature because we talk about all the money you can save or make with this machine because it allows you to cut all your scrap. The point being is when we do work like this, when we cut it out, when we cut out these VSS stickers in the past, this is not wasted material. Just because we use this area, what you want to do is cut this piece off and save this. So the next time you need something small and pink, you can actually cut on a piece of vinyl that small and even smaller. And we'll have videos that show you how to cut with scrap in the future. So now what I'm doing is getting ready to send the cut job to the cutter. And in doing that, I have to tell it what colors I want it to cut. We went out to our cut configuration tool and we got rid of our black and blue text, and now we are getting ready to send this to the cutter. One of the things that we want to check is to increase our downforce. I'm going to increase it by 2 points to 11. Because what we did is we added a 3mm laminate over the top of the vinyl. So when we were cutting our sticker earlier, it was easily done because there was no laminate over it. But now that when you put a protective laminate over it, you have to be conscious to be sure that you increase the downforce of the blade to cut through the laminate as well as the adhesive film. So we did that. Now I can go ahead and send this to the cutter. When I send this to the cutter, the machine will actually go and read the registration marks. And if there's not enough length, it will tell you and error out, as it did. So what we're going to do is pause, and you're going to see me put a Band-Aid on this original that I'm going to explain to you how I did it when we come back. So stay tuned and we'll remedy this short edge. This is the problem, is it can't read this hash mark, but I'll show you what we're going to do to fix that. See you in a couple minutes. Hello and welcome back. We had to take a short pause because one of the issues we ran into was that when I was trimming my original, I trimmed it too close to my registration mark. So now the machine can't see that registration mark to perform the cut task. We have a little trick where we can extend that vinyl by simply cutting a piece and putting it out to there and affixing it to the back with a Scotch tape. What this is going to do is actually make the media space greater, allowing the eye to read the registration mark. So all I do is simply put a piece of tape going down the back of this. And we want to put it on the back, being sure not to have it get hung up on the machine. So when we do this, we basically just want to have a larger piece of vinyl that can be pulled through the machine and not get hung up on the back or the front. So what we recommend is that you just put a little piece of Scotch tape on each side. And the reason being is if it hits that, it could get caught and get hung up in the machine. Now, because I put a piece of tape on each side, it's smooth, just like it's vinyl, and it looks bigger. So now I should be able to load the material and not have any problem cutting it. And I'm not wasting my supplies now by having a little accident and not measuring properly. Okay, we're recording again, and we are looking to send this to the cutter to get it to cut.